you better like this video or else. Hello everyone, welcome back and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're gonna be cooking. Who would have guessed? So I'm really not much of a cook at all. If you've seen my old cooking videos from years ago, they were a mess. I did not know what I was doing in them, and I only slightly have improved, I feel like. But I know how to cook some things, and today we're cooking the meal that I have pretty much on a regular daily basis. It's pretty simple, but it's nutritious and delicious, and it helps you grow strong, big muscles. Whenever I post fun flexing videos on like Instagram or Twitter or whatever, a lot of times I get comments asking me how I gained so much muscle. And honestly, there's one answer to that. Yes, working out and like lifting weights is important. Like you obviously need to do that in order to gain the muscle. But honestly, the most important part is in the kitchen. I didn't start really putting on muscle until I really started to eat more protein. I wasn't eating enough protein before, and I finally found a meal that got in the good protein, high protein, and was good and consistent, and I'm gonna share it with you all today. So follow along and cook it with me. So today we will be making, drum roll, Oliver's excited to hear what it is. He's marching over. Do you know what it is? I make it every day. Oliver's my living, breathing vacuum. If I drop anything, you know, as long as it's safe for dogs. If it's not safe, I would quickly grab it. But, you know, sometimes I might drop a hunk of meat, and he's my little vacuum for me. My kitchen's small, but it's mighty. It's all I need. Great little filming nook right here. What was I talking about? Oh! Today we're going to be making turkey tacos and homemade fresh guacamole. Woo! Who cheered? Oliver, where'd you go? I cheered. I'm excited. It's so good. It's simple, but it's still like fun and kind of fancy, and anyone can make it. Even someone like me who has no skill in cooking. Some of the guests I have lined up are great cooks, and they will help me, hopefully will help me get better. But this is a very good beginner's cooking meal. If you're out there trying to find a healthy but fun meal, a good meal to have a lot of protein, this is it. So one thing about me is I actually pretty much don't like meat. I don't like meat. However, turkey for me is like the one meat I can stand. I don't actually love it. Like I never eat turkey alone. I'm not sitting there with like a turkey leg. Like, you know those, oh my God. You know those giant turkey legs at Disneyland and Disney World? I could never eat that. But the thing about turkey is it's so mild. It's so easy to mask the flavor. You know, so like what I'm about to make is like, you can't even taste the turkey in it at all. Because it's so mild and there's so many yummy spices and flavoring going on in it. So it's just all, it works out and you get the amazing protein in it. And let me show you this. In fact, one serving of this turkey is the 99% lean turkey. One serving is like 27 grams of protein. If you're following along and are using my recipe, you can make this with beef or chicken or whatever, I guess. But today I'm using this. Now before we get started, I'm going to show you guys everything that you need to make Ricky's turkey tacos and homemade guacamole. The one thing that you don't need is onions. If you got onions sitting around, pick them up right now. Pick them up, look at them, and open your window and throw them out the window. Okay? Maybe do some juggling first. I actually was on the juggling team in elementary school. I was on the juggling and jump rope demo teams in 5th grade. I could juggle some onions, and I would juggle them so high that they would fly away. Because if there's one food I hate on this earth, it's onions. I hate them. So the meal I'm making today is onion free. However, if you guys want to make this with onions, be my guest. I'm just being silly. I do hate them, but make it however you will. Today I'm doing the Ricky's version of everything, but if you want to use onions, feel free to use them. You know, take them away from me, more for y'all. Anyway, sorry for my onion rant. For the Ricky's homemade guacamole, you're gonna need avocados, cilantro, lime. Here, have a lime. Garlic powder, Jim McAllister's favorite, salt, sour cream, corn, jalapeno pepper, and then everything you need to make Ricky's turkey tacos is 99% fat-free turkey breast. However, once again, you can really use whatever. If you're vegetarian or vegan, you can use Beyond Meat, just any kind of meat. Yellow corn tortillas. Side note, I discovered maybe like, what, 2 years ago now that I have a gluten intolerance. Yep, I can have gluten just like little amounts here and there. If I have too much, then I have like, you know, issues. So I do my best to have no gluten whatsoever, and corn tortillas have really been the stuff. But if y'all want to have your wheat flour tortillas, go for it. But I'm corning out. Salsa. Also, the cilantro from before we're using for this. Now, I know there's cilantro haters out there, and you know what? You're allowed to hate it because I'm an onion hater. We all have our hates, okay? But I just love cilantro. Is that everything? Oh, cheese. Cheese. And as before, you can use whatever kind of cheese you want. I get the Sargento 4-cheese Mexican. It's a nice blend of Monterey Jack, Asadero, cheddar, and quesadilla cheeses. I think that is taco seasoning. If you don't use this, you'll have very bland, boring meat. I feel like I'm blabbing a lot, so let's get started. First, we're gonna make the guacamole because that doesn't involve heat or anything. We can get that made, taste it a little bit, and get on to the meat So this is hush. This is the stove. That's the oven. So what do you call the whole thing? A stovin? So I'll just be making it in a little Tupperware container, a reusable one, because I'll be making a decent amount that I'll have later. But I have a little cute plate display that I'll be displaying the final products tonight on. Some Pokemon plates here that I actually got in Japan. I got at the Pokemon store when I went to Japan a long time ago. It was fun. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna have to cut up and mash up the avocados. Okay, so you're gonna need a knife. Now, knives can be dangerous. I've been playing a lot of horror games lately on Twitch, and a lot of knives are involved, so be careful here. You're just gonna wanna, you know, cut the avocado. Like so. Alright, cut it in half, as so. And there's really no, like, fancy, classy way to do this. Well, maybe there is, but I'm not fancy and classy. I just squish it on in there. That was actually kind of clean. This is kind of a clean one, but you know, we're cooking at home here. We're alone. Get dirty, get fun. Who cares? I've washed my hands. We're good. Squeeze it in there. Let's get a close-up actually. Just squeeze it on in, that's right, squeeze it. Alright, once you have everything in your container, you're going to want to get a mashing device. I'm going to be using a spoon. You just want to get in there and mash, you know, start going at it. If you've got any like anger that's been tucked away and trapped inside and bottled up, this is your moment to let it out. Really get in there and mash. Really get in there and mash it. Let's get a close up. Yes. Squish all the chunks out. Really get in there. Really get in there. You know? Get it going. You want to get this nice and goopy. That is perfect. It's time to get salty. Jim McAllister is cheering as I add salt next, okay? Just like grind the salt on in there. Just kind of eyeball it, you know? You want a decent amount, but not too much. It's sea salt. Mix it on in there. Next, let's add some garlic powder. Same with salt, just kind of eyeball it. I don't have any exact measurements for this at all. It's just, I kind of just make it and, you know, hope for the best. Definitely not as much as salt with the garlic powder. I mean, I love garlic. So just use as much as you would like. Let's see here. Ooh, Let me do another like dash. There we go. Mix it on up. Next, let's go ahead and get the corn in there. And yes, I know this is probably a crazy random ingredient for guacamole. This is my own special Ricky twist. I'm a huge corn lover. I love corn. Who doesn't love corn? I know you're out there and you're crazy. I love corn. I think it's a nice fun touch to guacamole. It makes it stand out. It has a nice little, I love little foods that pop in your mouth, like peas, corn, you know. Love a good cherry tomato, but corn is just like a nice little addition that makes the guacamole fun and special, you know. So whatever kind of corn is fine. Sometimes I use like the Fiesta Mexicorn. I just dripped corn juice. Today we're just gonna use regular, fresh cut, whole kernel corn. Let me clean up this corn juice that I just dripped out of my foot. Okay, now speaking of corn juice, you're not gonna wanna put the juice in the guacamole. So you're gonna wanna, after you open the can or whatever, you wanna, you know, get the juice out. You can drink it, maybe you wanna, you know. Why is that looking good? Why is that good? Why don't people sell corn juice? Anyway, you're not gonna need the juice, so just pour it out. Pour out the juice. And then, of course, you add the corn to the guacamole. Now, again, we're eyeballing still here. Don't add the whole thing. You don't want it to be a, you know, a pile of corn in there. Add a little bit, stir it in. It's supposed to be like a nice little bonus surprise. Let's see how that is. Yeah, maybe a little more. Let's get a close up. Coronation. I need y'all to rise up. Not too much, just a decent amount, you know? Mix it on in there. Okay, it's hard to do with one hand, I'm holding the camera, but yeah, mix it. Next, we are going to chop up this jalapeno pepper. That's right. All right, here I am chopping it up. Look at that. I'm so good at cutting with one hand. Chop it up. You're gonna wanna chop it up pretty finely like this. Again, do it at your own discretion, whatever. I like chunks of jalapeno in my guac, so we're doing this. And then of course you're gonna add the jalapeno chunks right into the guacamole. Just, hold on. Yeah, just, dump it on in there, get it right in the guacamole. This is hard on my own. I'll have guests in the future that can help out with this. But yeah, put these chunks in the guac. Whew, okay, got them in there. Once your jalapenos are in the guacamole, of course, start stirring them around, get them into the mix. Next, we're gonna add some sour cream. And I know this may not be a common ingredient for guacamole, but I got this from my mom actually. Growing up, my mom always made guacamole and it's so good. And she always added sour cream to it. It just makes it extra good. So we're adding some sour cream today. All right, so just squeeze on in your sour cream. Goop it on in there. You don't want too much, that's a good amount. Mix it on up. Come on, y'all, mix it. Hear that? That is the sound of some good guacamole. There's still one last final incredible ingredient. I lied. Here, have a lime. I forgot about lime. There's 2 ingredients left, so we gotta do lime now. Okay, I cut my lime into perfectly equal halves. Just squeeze it on in there. Come on, y'all, squeeze it. Get all that juice in there. Come on, y'all, squeeze it. I want to see you squeezing along at home. Okay, finally, the final and most important ingredient, cilantro. It just adds a whole extra level. Before you add it though, make sure you wash it. I'm gonna do that right now. All right, it's all washed and clean. I pulled myself off a nice chunk and we're gonna add to the guacamole. I need to get like a counter to put like here. Maybe I'll get like a big table for the future ones. Just start ripping it up. Some people say that cilantro tastes like soap. I don't see that. And even if that's true, so what? Y'all not like being clean? You don't like the smell and taste of soap? Like, grow up. If you don't like cilantro, you need to grow up. All right, once you got all in there, mix it up. I might add some more. That wasn't even that much. Okay, time for a close-up. Let me just... Here, let me hold this with my... Here, let me... And there it is. Ricky's guacamole. Oh my god. Okay, it smells so good. It's done. It's ready. It's sounding good. Let's try it. I want to get everything in a bite. Ooh, okay. Let's try it. Mmm. 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 Oh my god. Mmm. The corn, the jalapenos, and the cilantro really make it. The garlic powder. Mmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Put that aside. We're gonna use that for later on the tacos and as a fun little side dish. Now we cook. All right, here we go. Let's do it. All right, I turn it up to 8 on the 1 out of 10 heat scale. Just start mashing up your meat, really mash it. You know, you want to get it, it's already ground turkey, but you want to really grind it up, mash it up. Let's get a close up. Really get in there and mash it up. You don't want like big chunks, you know. What is that? This next part won't take much discussion. I'll kind of just skip ahead, but basically just kind of, you don't want to leave this alone. You don't want like one side to burn and the rest to not cook. So you gotta stay with it, you know, and keep it moving around. Keep mashing your meat, flip it over, keep making small chunks, you know. Pretend like you're SpongeBob at the Krusty Krab, you know? So you're gonna wanna do this until all of the pink turns into white. Okay, once all the pink is gone, you wanna turn their heat from 8 down to like a medium 5, put it on a nice little, you know, nice little sizzle, keep it cooking. Now we're gonna add the seasoning, because we don't want bland, boring turkey. As well, this is the only measurement tonight, okay? 3/4 of a cup of water. So here we are over here at my sink. Let's get some water. Actually, you know what? I've got myself a Brita filter. We're gonna use some clean water. All right, just add in the seasoning right on top there. Water, whoa! Look at that! And then after that, it's very simple. You're just going to want to mix it on up. You want to, you know, make sure the powder gets watered, gets wet. Now we're turning the white into brown. We want to brown all the meat with the seasoning, okay? You want to make sure it's all mixed around. You don't want any clumps of seasoning. You don't want like a clump of seasoning and then like a chunk of unseasoned turkey. I'm hoping all these angles and shots look good. You know, this is going to be a test video. Hopefully it all goes good. All right, as you can see, it is now nice and brown. It's just about ready. You just want to keep mixing it, get all the liquid out. Wow, just look at that. Let me just see here. Yeah, it's done. It's good to go. Look at that. It is done. It's ready. Mix it all around and set it aside to cool a little bit. Turn off your stove. And now it is time to plate. It's time to plate. First things first though, so we're using the corn tortillas like I said. You don't want to just slap this right on the plate. You want to heat it up first. It falls apart if you don't and it just tastes better. And we melt some cheese on it too. Once your tortilla is layered with cheese, we're just gonna slap it in the microwave. Just slap it in the microwave. Maybe like 25, oh, I clicked 3 and it did 3 minutes. Don't do 3 minutes. Maybe do like 25 seconds. All right, that's actually pretty perfect, about 25 seconds. It's pretty melted all the way through. Let's get a close up. As you can see, okay, as you can see, the cheese is evenly melted, as microwaves do. Now it's time to add, of course, the meat. I already put this in a container. I make several meals out of this, but let's go ahead and add the rest of this to the taco. Let me just grow a third arm really quick so I can record this. Okay. Okay, I just sprouted a new arm. Oh! There we go, added the meat. I think I just filmed something without recording it. I just talked to myself. I just added some cheese on top just to make it have a better presentation, just a little sprinkle on top. Next we're gonna add the salsa. Add your salsa. I love this salsa. It's spicy. It's got a really like fun, unique flavor. Next we're going to add the guacamole that we made from scratch. I'm a big guac lover myself, so I put a lot of globs on. Just glob it. Add some globs as much as you like. I like to put a lot of globs. Really glob it, you know? There we go. We're also going to put some nice hefty globs in a little bowl. This is, of course, for a side of chips. You can't have a taco without a side of guac and chips. Next, we're gonna add more cilantro on top of the taco just to give it like a nice little presentational garnish, although I do love the cilantro anyway, but I know it's in the guac. We're adding more on top. All right, just top it off with some cilantro. How pretty is that? See, that's a nice finishing touch, you know? Yes. Gorgeous. Ooh. 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 I'm kind of freaking out. This looks so good. I know, okay, let's be real here. When I make this for myself at home, you know, I make it quickly and sloppily. It never has this kind of presentation. I made it special for y'all. But look at this. I feel like I'm in a restaurant. Look at that. That's like a nice, classy dish. Look at that. I'm quite impressed with myself. Let's get a close-up. We have to see closer with this. Wow. Just look at that. Wow. Come on, you guys. And that is it, you guys. That is Ricky's turkey tacos with homemade guacamole. There's nothing left to do besides get a thumbnail and dig in. So let's see here. It's not actually... Imagine I do all this and I post the thumbnail, it just falls into my hand. How do I do this? All that's left is to eat. I need another bite of the guacamole. Gosh, it's so good. I made it. Here we go. Raise the roof. I can feel my muscles growing from the protein, actually. So good. This actually is like way better than usual. You know, I wanted to be at my best for you guys in video. Sometimes I don't have all the ingredients. If you made it at home, comment below what you think. Alright, you guys, that's going to conclude the very first, well, the first in a long time, Ricky's cooking. What should I call this? This was so much fun. I definitely want to do some more cooking videos in the future, and maybe some streams over on Twitch. Cooking streams as well. But more videos in general to come. I got some cooking videos with guests coming, and just more random things in general. I'm just having fun making whatever. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please thumbs up. Comment below some other things I should try out. I remember like years ago I used to do like Gordon Ramsay recipes, stuff like that. So if you want me to try anything out specifically, I will. I want to get better at cooking, you know. I've mastered this. Let me venture out and try other things now. Check out my Twitch and my gaming channel. And I think besides that, that's it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. I'm gonna go finish eating.